good, y'all? It's Timothy Glean, and I had a thought, and I think it's very important for us to watch out for this, because sometimes you never want to jump too quickly, and reason why you don't is because you never know what's on the other side of somebody's life. There's hard truths that us men have to come to gripes with when dealing with the opposite sex. And I would say one thing, don't ever judge anybody off of the past or anything, especially if you know they changed. We men, so we gonna be noticing stuff that a woman is not going to see, or we notice things that a woman don't even realize we notice. So it's very important for us to discern ourselves as men when dealing with the opposite sex, especially when you start to get feelings involved, and you're getting feelings involved with the woman that has men cycling around her. And what I mean is, she don't even have to be sleeping with men. It's more so just having that accompaniment, having that, some believe in male friends, and I don't believe like we should just be closed off to the opposite sex or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but I think of it. I saw this woman. She was a married woman, right? I'm in a restaurant. I'm sitting in a restaurant. It's a married woman. She's having a business meeting with the man, and she's sitting down with them, and she said, "Hey, I want to order something for my husband," like at the end of the meeting. And the woman, she got, the lady at the restaurant, she got something and she got the thing and just brought it to the man, like for there instead of to go. And she said, "Oh, can I get this to go? This is for my husband." The woman thinking that's her husband, and when I walked in, I thought they was together. You should have saw how close they were sitting. They were sitting close, and this is a business partner. Now imagine just that woman imagine that woman being your woman, right? And I have to look at you. Imagine that woman being your woman, right? And there's other elements too of that as well. Like we could go in so many different rounds, but just imagine it being your woman, and she's working, and she got a work husband. She come home to you every day and you don't even know what's going on. Or let's say it's a woman that you are just now embarking in a new relationship with, but she has past soul ties that she's not telling you about. That's why her past is important. That's why knowing everything about her is important if you're going to tie yourself with a woman in that way. Because if not, you're going to have a woman that's your wife that's going to be sitting or being extremely close to men that are not her husband. These are things that you have to look out. Even in singleness, you have to see how she is with the opposite sex, how close she gets, how many males she has around, how many people are, and it sucks as well because like in this modern day society, women do certain things to get a certain kind of attention, even married women. Like, if you're the kind of man that's a stand-up man, you're not going to allow your wife to walk out the house a certain way. And if that seems oppressive, then you're not a wife. Because a wife should be able to listen to her husband and take the lead of her husband whenever something seems off, because a man wants to protect his wife. A man wants to protect his woman. What's the number one way to protect a woman? It is by protecting her from gaining male attention. But you're a woman that has the male gaze and male attention, and you do things intentionally or even unintentionally, but I believe it's intentionally. Women know what they do. When you look in the mirror, when you're looking at yourself, you have to see what you look like. Go out into the world, and there is a certain level of attraction that you can gain and garner as a woman. And with that, you have to know that a certain kind of man probably isn't going to even look your way or look at you. And only because you're somebody that gains the attention of a lot of men. So I know for myself personally, I unfollowed all the thirst traps. I don't text nobody. I don't have no female friends in my life. Like I don't have that because I don't need that. I'm gonna be honest with you. Having all those women in my life does not benefit me. It does not help me. It's only draining. And I guarantee you that a woman with multiple men around can probably benefit more than men with multiple women around. The only thing men are gonna benefit from with lots of women around is probably, sex sales. So if it's anything that you're selling, like a product or anything, it's good to get certain women to wear certain things and promote certain things. Physical tools, there's a lot of physical tools out here that you can use, and but on the other end, I believe there's a well of knowledge that can come from a certain kind of man, certain men. And not to say women don't have knowledge as well, but I'm just saying, when you start to get around too many women, I'm telling y'all, it does something. Like, this is why it's good for a man to be celibate, like I said, to focus on his goals, focus on his purpose, because most women, even good women, are distractions from your purpose. And the one woman that will not be a distraction from your purpose is the one that's meant to be your wife. But until the Most High reveals that to you, you need to just leave them all alone. But especially if there's a lot of male attention and a lot of things cycling around her. Like, you don't want that cycling in your life. It's easy to start getting jealous. It's easy to start, just start feeling insecure. And feeling insecure isn't a bad thing. That means you just don't feel secure in the connection. Like, they try to shame us men for being insecure in a situation. And there's nothing wrong with that. When you see a woman that has lots of men, lots of male attention, the male gaze, and male friends all around, like, there's no, this is somebody, if you want to be added to the pot of men that is in her life, or added to the pot of those that are part of the male gaze, you could do that if you want to, but I'm telling you, it's going to be painful. And I've learned this the hard way, trying to deal with somebody with the mindset of having male friends. And I'm telling you, if you are a certain kind of man, especially like myself, it ain't gonna never work out. And this doesn't mean, like I said, when you start to have your own friends and your own, one-on-one times with male friends, I'm just telling y'all, let y'all have a problem in your relationship. Who's she gonna go to talk to about y'all? I'm telling you. I'm telling you, because I used to be the simp nice guy, and women used to love to talk to me about their bad boyfriends, the terrible boyfriends. Some of the boyfriends weren't even that bad, they were just weak. But women loved to talk to me about their men. And then I was a simp, so I listened. Now, if it's different if somebody's really your friend. I do believe in friendship, but I don't believe in being a nice guy, having an ulterior motive or a desire to want to be with somebody, and she got all this around her. Sometimes you just got to give people time. But I wouldn't ever want you to be hurt by a woman because she has male friends. You ignore the red flags, you ignore the promiscuity, and you don't even get to know her or anything about her past or anything, and you get entangled with her physically. It can train wreck your life spiritually. This is why I always promote semen retention. This is why I always promote being celibate and waiting until you're married, because if you deal with the wrong woman, it's going to bring hell into your life. I'm telling you. You got to pay attention to the signs of this woman. You have to pay attention to it. And I'm going to probably make a video got my board up here. I'm gonna start making videos where I write down like top 10s or like 5 reasons and things like that. So I'm gonna be sitting down and doing that. But yo, in the meantime, like, you gotta watch out for that though. If she believe in having male friends and, you know, just, and I remember, like, I know myself, man, when you interested, like, you start to spy. Not to spy, like, on some, like, weird, like, stalker stuff, but if you dealing with somebody, you're gonna want to know how they portray themselves, and how they portray themselves on social media, how they portray themselves in actual real life, how they portray themselves, you know, to the opposite sex. That means everything, and you have to take heed to that, because once again, you never want to be the person that I mentioned in the beginning of the video, to have a woman, to have a woman supposed to be out working, the man at home. I don't even know him, you know, I don't know him, so I don't know, but her man was at home, you know, he at home. She should be at home with her husband, yet she's sitting close to this man. And I noticed the game that he was like throwing at her, but he was throwing professional game. I say, yeah, we're trying to meet up every week, like every Saturday, like, trying to make it a thing. Like that's how they get inside your man. Like, come on, y'all. Come on. It is easy. I'm telling you. It is easy for a man to get your woman. It's easy, y'all. You might think that you got it like that. You really don't. You really don't. You really don't. If she don't know the Most High, if she not hidden in Christ, if she's not, and even a lot of these women, I'm telling you. So we have to tread lightly as men. This is why it's best to be celibate, and it's best to not tangle yourself with somebody too soon. Do not awaken love too soon, because I'm telling you, man, I forgot what word that's in. I think it's in Ecclesiastes. Don't awaken love too soon. I'm telling you, can anybody take fire in their bosom, fire in their chest? Because when you awaken love too soon and you move too quickly, I'm telling you, it could be a spiritual train wreck. And then you'll be the one train wrecked, and then she's just gonna move along. She's gonna move along like nothing happened, as it says in Proverbs. I forgot what it said, but whatever about that. But regardless, I hope that this helps you. I hope that it gives you clarity. I hope that you could really be intentional about really, you know, if you're interested in somebody and you see some potential, like, man, just see where she at, you know, see where her mindset is, you know, express to her the things that you desire. And if she don't agree with those things, if there's a deal breaker, a red flag that you feel like you can't ignore, don't ignore that gut feeling. Leave her alone completely. It'll save your life, I'm telling you. But I love you enough to tell you this, and may the Most High bless you in Yahushua's name.